Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's prosecution of Donald Trump, and what a joke. I'm against these prosecutions on principle. I think they're destructive to our country. But let's just examine the facts and the law here. Alvin Bragg effectively is prosecuting Donald Trump for making hush money payments, allegedly, to Stormy Daniels, and then paying Michael Cohen in a means that Alvin Bragg thinks is falsifying business records. Well, first of all, falsifying business records in New York is a misdemeanor, not a felony, and it falls outside of the statute.
Yes, before we proceed with this video, breaking news: Alvin Bragg asked George to hold Trump in contempt over 3 gag order violations.
Alvin Bragg effectively is prosecuting Donald Trump for making hush money payments, allegedly, to Stormy Daniels, and then paying Michael Cohen in a means that Alvin Bragg thinks is falsifying business records. Well, first of all, falsifying business records in New York is a misdemeanor, not a felony, and it falls outside of the statute of limitations, meaning it happened so far long ago that Alvin Bragg can't bring the case unless he charges it as a felony, which requires an underlying crime that he's advancing by falsifying those business records that was also a felony. Here's where the legal stretch really begins. That requires Alvin Bragg to say that Donald Trump's payments should have been made out of a campaign account. That's his theory of the case, instead of being made personally, or else it's a constructive campaign contribution. That's bunk. Think about it. Look, you've had smart people like former FEC Commissioner Bradley Smith, who has correctly pointed out that if Donald Trump did use campaign money, campaign contributions, to pay off hush money, that would arguably be an even stronger legal case to bring against him than the case they're bringing now. So in that version of the world, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. They're going to get him going or they're going to get him coming. It's almost as though they decided this is the person we're going to prosecute, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to charge him with after the fact.
Yes, when you take a look at this tweet, Trump ally and supporter Charlie Kirk, the left believes that by putting Trump on trial in New York and convicting him, they will finally disqualify and discredit Trump from the presidency. They are wrong. This trial does not discredit Trump in any way. When you take a look at what is happening now, it is clearly showing exactly what they have been planning for a very long time. Yesterday, something happened. Before we even go into some of this video, New York Times journalist Maggie Haberman tells CNN that Donald Trump fell asleep during the hush money trial in New York. Haberman first made the announcement while live blogging for the New York Times. Trump appears to be sleeping. His head keeps dropping down. His mouth goes slack this time. And the media picks this up. There is something you didn't see. Just take a look at this.
Yes, after years of anticipation, the first criminal trial of a former president has begun. And by all accounts, it is absolutely riveting.
I have to ask, you guys have been, at the Times, have been live blogging this event. And 40 minutes ago, you wrote an observation that I was very surprised. Trump appears to be sleeping. His head keeps dropping down and his mouth goes slack. Tell us about that.
Well, Jake, he appeared to be asleep, and repeatedly his head would fall down. There have been other moments in other trials, like the Agent Carroll trial, which was around the corner in January, where he appeared very still and seemed as if he might be sleeping, but then he would move. This time, he didn't pay attention to a note that his lawyer, Todd Blanche, passed him. His jaw kept falling on his chest, and his mouth kept going slack. Now, sometimes people do fall asleep during court proceedings, but it's notable given the intensity of this morning and a lot of what was being argued.
Yeah, that's rather surprising. What was...
Imagine you get bored at your own trial. Move on to the good stuff.
So thank you very much. We had some amazing things happen today. As you know, my son has graduated from high school, and it looks like the judge will not let me go through the graduation of my son, who's worked very, very hard. He's a great student. I'm very proud of the fact that he did so well. I was looking forward for years to have graduation with his mother and father there, and it looks like the judges are going to allow me to escape this scam. It's a scam trial. If you read all of the legal pundits, all of the legal scholars today, there's not one that I see that said this is a case that should be brought or tried. It's a scam. It's a political witch hunt. It can
Not believe this, but guess what? Trump is sleeping through his court case, his trial in New York. He's also got a new nickname, Sleepy Don. Now, there's no television in the room, but a number of reporters, Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, Jack Queen, and all the reporters basically reported that Trump is nodding off, Trump is falling asleep. It's middle of the day, it's noon, and the poor thing can't stay awake. I mean, how sad is this? He wants to be the president again, and he can't stay awake during his court trial. Now, he can't stay awake to make a decision. His attorneys are handing him notes, and he's not doing anything. He's just like a knot on a log. And, you know, this is serious stuff. I don't care what Trump wants to say about it, all the BS and spin he puts on it.
Yes, for the past years, we have been calling Biden Sleepy Joe. Libra thought it wise, like, let's do the same thing. Let's just create a scenario. She does not have a proof. We didn't see the video where Trump was sleeping. You know, putting your head down is not like you were sleeping. You can see about that maybe you're reflecting, thinking over certain issues. And Libra's been so desperate, like what I've seen recently with them. They just create a fake scenario, you know, trying to spread to people like Trump is, you know, older than Biden. That is what they have been trying to do for a very long time. When I saw this video where trying to go off on Trump, like, oh, sleepy Trump, sleepy, you know, that is just an imitation because we have been doing that in the past. You know, in real cases, we don't fake it. We have videos. I want to see the video where they say Trump was sleeping. That is what I've asked some of these people. If you know that what you're writing, putting out on articles is real, until CNN had to cover it. It is insane. That was their talking point throughout until you saw this crazy Jon Stewart, you know, trying to go off on Trump, which was even embarrassing. He's not even funny. Yes, when you take a look at this tweet Trump sent out, who will explain for me to my wonderful son Baron, who is a great student at a fantastic school, that his dad will likely not be allowed to attend his graduation ceremony, something that we have been talking about for years because a seriously conflicted and corrupt New York state judge won me in criminal court on a bogus Biden case, which according to Violating has no merit and should never have been brought. This fake case is solely meant to attack crook Biden political opponent me, who is seriously leading him in the polls for purpose of election interference. The judge one is preventing me from proudly attending my son's graduation. Seems very unfair, does it? But this whole event is unfair. Every one of the many fake cases that are perpetrated by the White House in order to help the worst president in history by far get re-elected are unjust. We won't let that happen, but we will make America great again. That is Trump responding to the decision they have put up against him. We saw the gag orders. I've seen a lot of people, you know, made it. It is actually funny to me, like a lot of people will be criticizing you, saying some kind of rubbish about you. You will not be able to speak up. It is crazy.